Good afternoon, everyone. This episode is all about Ramadan 2019. We're about a week in, and as you all know, this is the holy month of Ramadan where almost 2 billion people will celebrate. They'll be fasting from dawn to sunset, and we're about a week in right now. Today I'm going to talk about my schedule, what Ramadan means to me, and the projects I'll be working on this month. Just because I'm fasting from sunrise to sunset does not mean that the hustle is gonna stop. We're standing for the Salisbury right now. As you can see, we've excavated already. I'm gonna show you guys the foundation forms. We're getting ready to pour on Wednesday. We're also demolishing Hicksville number 5 on Wednesday. And that house this month is also gonna get excavated and the foundation's gonna get poured. And to make a long story short, just because I'm fasting doesn't mean that the work is gonna stop. We've still got the punch list phase at Hicksville 4 and Plainview 2, and I gotta sell these houses. So on the weekend, I'm gonna be doing my open houses, doing my showings, and despite the fact that I'm running on a different schedule, the hustle's gotta continue. It's unseasonably cold today, it's been raining, it's been cloudy, but when you're fasting, the last thing you want is a 90-degree day. And I'm sure you guys have noticed, I get this question all the time, oh, Ramadan started already? It's because the lunar calendar is a few days shorter than the solar calendar. So every year, Ramadan actually moves up 10 days. And when I started in this business, we were in the July, August months, and it was brutal. There was 80, 90-degree days working outside. And back then, I was just starting my business. So I was doing a lot more physical work, a lot more of heavy lifting. But now I don't have to do that anymore. And now that Ramadan is earlier in the year and will continue to move in that direction, we're going to get a lot more of these rainier, cloudier, cooler days that you expect in the spring rather than the brutal heat of the summer. So we've knocked out the first 2 inspections, the footing forms and the keyway inspection. We poured the footing last week, and as you can see, the forms are all set up. This is gonna be a 9-foot basement, another beautiful custom build, and I'm really looking forward to this one. This is a new area for me, new inspector, but none of that scares me because we do things the right way. And on Wednesday, we're gonna pour this foundation. We're gonna get a boom pump to drop this concrete in about 2.5 hours. This entire foundation will be poured. A few days later, we'll strip the forms, we'll let the concrete cure a little bit, get the deck on, waterproof, and then backfill. There's a lot of inspections at this phase, but once we get the waterproofing foundation inspection done, then we can frame the house up, and in just about a month, we'll have this looking like a house. So my schedule this month is totally different than at any other time throughout the year. I'm actually going to start with the time where I break my fast, and you'll see why as I go through my day from that point. So as a lot of people think that when you break your fast, you stuff your face, you eat as much as you can, and then you stuff your face again at 4 o'clock, 3:30 in the morning. And I found that that doesn't work for me personally. So what I do is when we break fast, unless we have family or friends over or some kind of iftar party, and that's what you call that meal, iftar, my wife and I will have a lighter meal, and we'll have a little coffee. That's actually when I have my coffee for the day, around that time after dinner, let's say about 9 o'clock. And I try to go to the mosque every day in Ramadan. It helps me to clear my head and stay focused on the spiritual aspect of Ramadan. So I'll go to the mosque, let's say about 9:30, get home at about 11 o'clock, and that's where I'll have another meal at about 11:30. I really am not a big fan of eating at 3:30 in the morning because it kind of messes with my stomach a little bit. So at about 12 o'clock, I'll have another meal, and that's my little bit of time of relaxation. I'm a big NBA fan, so that's when I'll catch the second half of the West Coast games and catch up on a little bit of the NBA action. The last couple years, the playoffs have kind of directly coincided with the time in Ramadan, and that's about it. I'll go to sleep at about 1 o'clock. I'll get a couple hours of sleep, and I'm a big believer in your 7 or 8 hours of sleep, but in Ramadan I break that up into 3 segments. So I'll get a little sleep from, let's say, 1 to 3:30 or 1:30 to 3:30. I'll wake up, drink a whole bunch of water, make that morning prayer before sunrise, and then go back to sleep for a couple more hours, go to work, and this is when I will, depending on the day, either work straight through till sunset, or if I'm lucky, I'll be able to come home, take a little nap. That nap could be in the afternoon and then I'll go back to work. It could be in the evening right before sunset, really as the schedule allows. And then we'll break fast and start that all over again for a whole 30 days. The rain's coming down pretty hard now, but that house right there is gonna be gone on Wednesday. And the goal is to get that excavated the week after, get the foundation in later this month, and hopefully before the fast is done, we'll be out of the ground and ready to start framing. Ramadan to me is all about self-control and self-reflection. Every year I ache for this hard reset because I know I've gotten a little bit off the track. So this month to me, despite having less food, less water, less caffeine, less sleep, I'm able to maintain high energy levels, high mental clarity, crush it at work, all while refocusing on my priorities, increasing my worship, my meditation, going to the mosque, reading the Quran, and just getting away from the distractions like music and movies and television and the different things that you do to fill your time. This is the time of year that makes the rest of the year easy, a walk in the park, and I look forward to it every single year.